Hi everyone, so welcome to my channel. Myself Raza, and in this video I am going to discuss the multiple choice questions of the chapter real numbers of class 10. So this video is useful for all the 10th class students, so those who are going to appear for SSC examination as well as so after the SSC, so we are having some competitive exams based on class 10 syllabus like as PolySet, APRJC, Triple IT and other examinations. So for those examinations, so this video is useful, and if you are new to this channel, so please subscribe the channel and watch the video till the end. So if you like the video, please share with your friends so that they also get benefited from this video, right? So in this video we are going to discuss a number of questions so from the chapter real numbers. So first of all we are going to discuss the previous year asked questions, and later on we will go with the different model of questions from the chapter real numbers, right? Let us start the video. So question number 1. So the rational number in between 1 by 2 and root 1 is. So clearly we need to get one rational number. So rational number is generally denoted with the letter Q. Now it should be in between 1 by 2 and root 1 means nothing but 1. So my rational number should be lie in between half and 1. So that means my rational number is less than 1. So less than 1 means, so clearly, so if you want greater than 1, numerator should be greater than the denominator, but here it should lie in between half and 1. That means numerator should be less than the denominator, so then only it will be less than 1. So based on this condition you can clearly observe 9 by 4, here numerator is greater than denominator, hence it is greater than 1. So 3 by 4, here numerator is less than denominator, hence option B is my answer. Remaining all 5 by 4 and 7 by 4, numerators are greater than the denominators, right? Now option B is my answer, right? Next, moving on to question number 2. Set of rational and irrational numbers are called as. So set of rational and irrational number are called as real numbers. So this is a conceptual bit, so which was asked in March 2015 in AP, right? So this question can be also asked in this particular way. So Q union Q dash. So Q union Q dash is nothing but set of real numbers. Or the same question can be asked in this manner also. Q union S. So Q union S is equal to R again. So here R is nothing but set of real numbers, right? So in this particular way also the same question can be asked. Next, moving on to question number 3. So logarithmic form of 3 power 5 is equal to 243. So just look here carefully. So 3 power 5 is equal to 243. So this is nothing but exponential form. So in exponential form, here 3 is base. So whenever you are having exponential form, so simply what you can do is this base you cancel it out and transpose this 3 to right hand side as log base 3, and this number will be as it is, and this power will come forward as 5. So the answer is 5 is equal to log 243 base 3. So from the options 5 is equal to log, so option A is my answer. So log 243 to the base 3 is equal to 5, right? Next, the symbol of implies is. So implies symbol, so already we know, so it looks like this. So you will have a equality sign followed by arrowhead. So this is implies, right? So this implies means nothing but if then. So in words, so if you want to represent the implication, so the meaning of implication means nothing but if then, right? Next, the prime factorization of 729. So 729 we need to do prime factorization, right? Now 729. So 729 is nothing but 27 whole square. 729 is nothing but 27 whole square. So you need to remember the squares till 50 or till 60, right? So 27 square is 729 R. So we are having one more, that is nothing but 9 cube. So this is also equal to 9 cube. Again, since I need prime factorization, so 9 I can write as 3 square whole cube. So this is in the form of a power m whole power n. So a power m whole power n I can write it as a power m into n, which is nothing but 3 power 6. Hence the prime factorization of the given number 729 is 3 power 6. Right? So if you want, you can do the actual process of prime factorization. So likewise also you are going to get the same answer. Next, moving on to question number 6. If x and y are two prime numbers, so when x and y are two prime numbers, then their HCF is. So whenever you are having prime numbers, so whenever you have two prime numbers, so what are the factors of x? So since x is a prime number, so the factors of x are x and 1. The same way, what are the factors of y? So factors of y are y comma 1. Since both are prime numbers, so whenever you are having two prime numbers, then their HCF will be the common thing. What is that? 1. Hence the HCF of these two numbers is 1. Right? So if we ask about LCM, so everything we are going to discuss when a question is framed, right? So if we ask about LCM, since both the numbers are prime numbers, then their product is nothing but their LCM. Then their product is nothing but their LCM. Hence option C would be my LCM. So if you ask about LCM, my option C is my answer. Right? Next, moving on to question number 7. So in question number 7, if you observe it carefully, we are given with a logarithm of 0.01 to the base 10. Now here, if you observe carefully, after the decimal point we are having two decimal places. So whenever you are having two decimal places, so this particular 0.01 I can write it as 10 power minus 2. So since after decimal point we are having two decimal places, so that can be written as 10 power minus 2 to the base 10. So whenever you are having base 10, that means it is having base 10 power 1. Now using the power rule. So what is power rule? So always remember this power rule. So log a power m to the base b power n. So whenever you are having log a power m to the base b power n, we can write it as m by n into logarithm of a to the base b. Logarithm of a to the base b. Now from this we can write it as minus 2 by 1 into logarithm of 10 to the base 10. Now already we know log 10 to the base 10 is nothing but 1. So minus 2 into 1, which is equal to minus 2. Right? Hence the answer is minus 2. Next, the number of odd numbers in between 0 and 100. So 0 and 100 means we should not consider 0, we should not consider 100. That means from 1 to 100. So from 1 to not 100, it is 99. So we need to count the numbers from 1 to 99 only, because whenever you are having between, so that means this 0 and this 100 we are not going to consider. So from 1 to 99, how many numbers are there? So we can clearly see that there are 99 numbers. So among these 99 numbers, so the number is starting with odd number and ending with the odd number. That means there are more number of odd numbers than even numbers. So totally, since we are having 99 numbers, so we are going to have totally 50 odd numbers and remaining are even numbers. So how many even numbers you have? 49. Because when you consider these two, so 1, 2, so if you consider them as pair, so you are having one odd and one even. So likewise for 99 you are missing 100. So that is the reason why evens are less when compared to odds. So clearly, since he asked about odd numbers, so total number of odds are 50. So if you ask about evens, then it would be 49. Next, the exponential form of logarithm of 8 to the base 4 is equal to x. Sorry, exponential form is asking, so logarithmic form is given. So whenever you want logarithmic form, so from logarithmic form to exponential form, simply cut out this log and shift this 4 to the base of x. Then this becomes 8 is equal to 4 power x. So always do remember, base will be base always. Base will be base always. Right? So from this 8 is equal to 4 power x. So 8 is equal to 4 power x is my answer. Right? Next, moving on to question number 10. Now if you observe the question number 10, here it is given 36 divided by 2 cube into 5 cube. So this I can write as 36 by 10 cube. So 36 by 10 cube. So if you want to have it in decimal form, we are having 10 cube in the denominator. Directly we can write 0 point. Since the power is 3, so after the decimal point we should have 3 decimal places. Already we are having 2 numbers in the numerator, so we need to add 1 0 to make it 3 decimals. So the answer is 0.036. So here you need to observe it carefully. Here we can cancel it out, but here there is no use of cancelling, because when you multiply this 2 power 3 into 5 power 3, you are going to get 10 power 3. So division with the 10 is very easy. So that is the reason why we did not cancel here. Next, after that, here the power is 3. So since the power is 3, after the decimal point we should have 3 decimal place values. But in the numerator, if you observe, we are having only 2-digit number. So if you want to make it a 3-digit one, so we need to add 1 0 in the front. So answer is 0.036. Option A is my answer. Next, LCM of two numbers is 108 and their HCF is 9, and one of the numbers is 54, then the second one is. So here, whenever you are given with LCM and HCF and the numbers, then you need to apply this formula. So LCM into HCF is equal to product of the numbers. So this is applicable only for 2 numbers. So always do remember, so you should not try it for 3 numbers, right? So LCM into HCF of 2 numbers is equal to product of the 2 numbers. So what is LCM given? So LCM is 108 into HCF is 9 is equal to product of the numbers. So one of the numbers is given as 54 and we need to find out the second number. Now clearly if you observe 54 2s are 108, so it cancels 2 times. So from this y is equal to 9 2s are 18. So clearly the second number is 18. Next, 12th one. So if you want to say about a terminating decimal or non-terminating decimal when a number is given in p by q form, just to look at the denominator. So look at the denominator. So here dr means denominator. So what is denominator given? So denominator is 8. 8 I can write it as 2 power 3. 2 power 3. Now we have a concept that so whenever the denominator is of the form 2 power n into 5 power m, 2 power n into 5 power m, where n comma m belongs to simply whole numbers. So we can consider them as whole numbers, because 0 also we can consider here. So here n and m are whole numbers, then we can say that it is a terminating decimal. So we can say that it is a terminating decimal, right? So other than 2 power n into 5 power m, if we have any other prime factor, so other than 2 and 5, if you have any other prime number, then it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. So remember this as NTR. Okay, so other than 2 and 5, so if we are having other prime number in the denominator, other prime number in the denominator, then such a number is called as non-terminating repeating decimal, right? So in this particular situation we are having 2 cube. So 2 cube means, so 2 cube into directly we can write as 5 power 0. That means it is in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m, where m is 0 here. So clearly it is a terminating decimal. Terminating decimal. For suppose if we ask after how many decimals will it terminate, so then you can directly see the exponent. So highest exponent decides the decimal place values. So here it is 3. So we can simply say after 3 decimals it will terminate. Okay, so after 3 decimals it terminates, right? Next, moving on to question number 13. If a root c is equal to root ac, already we have an idea about surds, right? Now here what do we have? A into root c is equal to square root of ac. Now whenever you are having a outside the square root, if you want to bring it inside the square root, what we can do, we can simply raise its power. So whenever you are having a, when it comes inside the square root, it becomes a square. So a square into c is equal to square root of ac. Now comparing, since a and c are positives, so directly what we can do, so I can compare a square c is equal to AC. Now on both the sides, since C is a positive quantity, so I can cancel it out. Next, what I can do, so I can take A square minus A is equal to 0. A square minus A is equal to 0. From both the terms I can take A as common, then I will be left with A into A minus 1 is equal to 0. So from this, either A is equal to 0 or A minus 1 is equal to 0. So A minus 1 is equal to 0 means A is equal to 1. Here, since A and C are positive integers, hence A can't be 0. The only possibility is A is equal to 1. Hence the answer is 13th one, answer is A. Right, next moving on to question number 14. So if you observe question number 14, he is asking you to find out the value of 9 minus 0.9 bar. So if you observe this carefully, we are having 0.9 bar. So 0.9 bar means 0.999999999 and so on, right? So 0.9999 and so on means, so it is a non-terminating repeating decimal, so it is equal to 1, right? So 0.9 bar. So when you are having non-terminating decimal and we are having non-terminating repeating decimal, so when you want to do subtraction, first of all you convert this into its fractional form. Then 9 and 0.9 bar is nothing but equal to 1. So directly we can subtract 9 minus, so 9 minus 1 is nothing but 8. Hence the answer is 8. So whenever you want to do subtraction, so first convert this non-terminating repeating decimal into fraction form, right? Next moving on to question number 15. So 2.6 bar is equal to, so what is the rational form? So already you have learned in your previous classes that whenever you are having non-terminating repeating decimal, so simply consider it as x. So then I can write as 2.6666 and so on. Next, since its periodicity is 1, so periodicity means, so on how many numbers where, so how many digits are being repeated, right? Since we are having only one digit that is being repeated, so we are going to multiply it with 10. So this is x and we are going to multiply with 10. Then I am going to get 26.6666 and so on. And after that I need to do the process of subtraction. Then these all 6 will get cancelled. 26 minus 2 is 24, and on the left hand side I am left with 9x. So 9x is equal to 24. Since I require x value, so x is equal to 24 by 9. Now furthermore cancellation. So in 3 tables, so 3 8s are 24 and 3 3s are 9. Hence the answer is 8 by 3. So within seconds you can solve this, right? Next, the value of log 5 to the base 25. So whenever you are having such type of questions, so mostly you are going to apply the power rule. So log 5 power 1 to the base 25 I can write as 5 square, right? So using the power rule I can write as 1 by 2 into log 5 to the base 5. So already this value log 5 to the base 5 is nothing but 1. So 1 by 2 into 1 gives me 1 by 2. Hence the answer is 1 by 2. Next, the fundamental theorem of arithmetic is applicable to. So what is fundamental theorem of arithmetic? So every composite number can be expressed as powers of products of primes irrespective of their order, right? So it is fundamental theorem of arithmetic is applicable only for composite numbers. That means among all these options, so option D is neither prime nor composite. So 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, and 4 is a composite number. So we can apply fundamental theorem of arithmetic to the composite number 4. Next, the last digit of 6 power 50. So last digit means nothing but units digit. Last digit means units digit. So from this clearly you can see that 6 power anything. So already we are having a theorem. The units place of 6 power n always, so 6 power n always ends with 6, right? So clearly the answer is 6. Next, moving on to question number 19. So which of the following is a terminating decimal? So already we have discussed. So terminating decimal means, so denominator should contain the form 2 power n into 5 power m. So the denominator should contain 2 power n into 5 power m, where m comma n belongs to whole numbers. where m comma n belongs to whole numbers. Now let us see. So 10 by 81. So denominator 81, it is 3 power 4. But what do we need? Only we need 2 power n into 5 power m form. So this is not applicable. Next 75. So 75 means 25 threes. So 25 3 means 3 into 5 square. Again we are having other prime factor 3, right? Next, so this is not possible. Next 125. So 125 I can write it as 5 cube. So 5 cube means it is in this form where n is equal to 0. So clearly option C will be my answer. If you want, you can check option D also. It is nothing but 2 into 7. Here 2 is okay, but 7 is other prime factor, so that's why it is not a terminating decimal. And what about remaining ABC? So ABD are non-terminating repeating decimals, right? Next, question number 20. So if you observe question number 20, so question number 20 can be written as log of 32 can be written as 2 power 5 to the base 2 power 1. Again using power rule, I can write as 5 by 1 into log 2 to the base 2. Log 2 to the base 2 is nothing but 1, which is nothing but 5 into 1, 5. Hence the answer is 5. Next, so which among the following is not irrational? So not irrational means simply what we can say, that it is a rational. So root 2 is irrational. Already we have a proof by contradiction method. Root 3 is irrational. Root 4 means 2. Hence it is a rational number. Root 5 is irrational. So all these we have learnt in exercise number 4, right? Next, question number 22. So question number 22, if you observe, after the decimal point, how many decimal place values are there? So 3 decimal places. That I can write it as 10 power minus 3 to the base 10 power 1. Now using the power rule, I can write as minus 3 by 1 into logarithm of 10 to the base 10. So log 10 to the base 10 is 1. Hence answer is minus 3. Next, the number of prime factors of 36. So what about 36? So 36 I can write as 6 square. So 6 square again I can write as 2 square into 3 square, right? So 4 9s are 36. So how many prime factors we have? 2 and 3. That means only 2 prime factors we have in this particular expansion, right? Question number 24. So the exponential form of this particular thing. So logarithm of 0.001 to the base 10 is equal to minus 3. So already we have discussed about this. So whenever you want to convert it into exponential form, simply cut out this log and bring this base as base of exponential form. So 0.001 is equal to 10 power minus 3, right? So base will be the base always. Next, which of the following is true for an irrational number? So we need to say which statement is true for irrational number. So irrational number means so which cannot be expressed in the form of p by q, right? So if you observe first one, which can be written in the form of p by q. So clearly it is a rational number, so it is q, right? Which cannot be represented, so it is q dash. So q dash means nothing but my irrational number, or we can simply represent with s. Next, what is this non-terminating repeating decimal? So this is NTR, right? So NTR means it is a rational number. Here NTNR. So NTNR. So NTNR is nothing but irrational number. So what is the question he asked about? So about irrational number. So option 2 and option 4 will satisfy the conditions of irrational numbers. So option B will be my answer, option 2 and option 4, right? So here simply remember, so if you want a rational number, so simply what we can say, either you say it as p by q form, or if it is a terminating decimal, that is TD terminating decimal, or if it is NTR. So if you want to say about a rational number, either it should be of the form p by q such that p comma q are integers and q is not equal to 0, or if it is a terminating decimal, or it is a following the order of NTR, non-terminating repeating decimal. If you want to say irrational, So simply it is NTNR. If it follows NTNR, so you can simply remember it as irrational number. Okay, which of the following is not a rational number? Now if you observe, so this is NTR, so clearly you can observe, so this is NTR and this is terminating decimal, this is P by Q form. So NTR, TD and P by Q form. So since it is following these three, hence it is a rational number. So clearly log 3 to the base 10 is irrational. So if you observe this carefully, log 3 to the base 10, here the value and the base, so both are relatively primes. Both are relatively primes, hence its logarithm value is always irrational, right? Okay, next moving on to question number 27, LCM of 24 and 36. LCM of 24 and 36. So already we know how to do 24, 36. So 2 table 12 times, 18 times. Next 2 table 6 times, 9 times. Next 3 table 2 times, 3 times. Now directly multiplying 2 2s are 4, 4 3s are 12, 12 2s are 24, 24 3s are 72. Hence the answer is 72. Next, the logarithmic form of a power b is equal to c. So a power b is equal to c. So to convert exponential form to logarithmic form, so what we can do? So we can cancel out the base and we need to transpose it to the right side as a logarithm. So logarithm of base a to the value c. So b is equal to log c to the base a. So b is equal to log c to the base a. Option A is my answer, right? Next, moving on to question number 29. So if you observe this carefully, so 3 times of log of x plus 3 is equal to log of 27. Now if you observe this carefully, so this particular 3 I can bring it to the bring it as power, then I can write as log of x plus 3 whole cube is equal to log of 27. I can write it as 3 cube. Now on comparing the things, here we are having logarithm, here also we are having logarithm. Next, so whole power 3 power 3, that means we can directly compare x plus 3 is equal to 3. So from this x is equal to 0, hence the answer is option A, 0, right? Next, which among the following numbers has terminating expression? Now if you observe this carefully, so we are going with the options. So first option A, so already we know about TD. So terminating decimal means denominator should be of the form 2 power n into 5 power m. So here one more thing we need to recall, that is after doing, so there should not be any common factors in numerator and denominator, right? So after doing the whole cancellation, we need to verify the denominator, right? So first going on with option A. So option A, if you observe, in the numerator we are having 11, in the denominator we are having 7,000. So 11 cannot be cancelled in 7,000, so directly going with the denominator. So this I can write as 7 into 1000. So 1000 I can write it as 10 cube. So which I can write as 7 into 2 power 3 into 5 power 3. Here other than 2 and 5 we are having 7 as prime factor, hence it is not terminating decimal, right? Next, moving on to option B. So if you observe option B, here 21 and 91 so they can be cancelled in 7 table, right? So 7 3s are 21. Next, 7 1s are 7, 7 3s are 21, right? Then this I can write as 13 by 3 into 1000. That means, so 13, furthermore cancellation is not possible, so this I can write as the denominator as 3 into 2 cube into 5 cube. So other than 2 and 5 I am having 3 as prime factor, hence it is not a terminating decimal. Next, moving on to option C. So in option C, 7 cube and 343. So because 7 cube value is 343, so clearly the numerator and denominator 7 cube gets cancelled. Only I will be left with the 2 cube into 5 cube. So if you observe the denominator, it is nothing but 1 by 1000. So 1 by 1000 is a terminating decimal. Next, moving on to option D. So we need to check all the things, right? So 21. So 21 means, so in 3 table I can cancel out 3 times. In 3 table I can cancel out 7 times. So this I can write as 7 by 3 into 1000 can be written as 2 cube into 5 cube. So here also we are having 3 as the other prime factor. So clearly it is not a terminating decimal. Hence option C is my answer. Next, moving on to question number 31. So in question number 31, P1 and P2 are two odd prime numbers. So P1 is a odd number, P2 is a odd number, and both are prime numbers. And one more thing that he has given, P1 is greater than P2. And we need to say what P1 square minus P2 square will be equal to. Now if you observe this carefully, P1 square minus P2 square, it is in the form of A square minus B square form, right? Then I can write it as P1 plus P2 into P1 minus P2. So P1 plus P2 into P1 minus P2. Now P1 is a odd prime number, P2 is also a odd prime. Odd plus odd, so odd plus odd is nothing but even, into odd minus odd is even. So even into even number gives me an even number. So even into even is even. Or you can simply consider 5 and 3. So 5 plus 3 is 8 into 5 minus 3 is 2. So which is nothing but a 16. So which gives me an even number, right? So likewise also we can verify. But this is the correct way, so by which you can say, right? Next, 32. In the rational form of a terminating decimal number, prime factor of the denominator is. So already we have discussed about terminating decimal. In terminating decimal, denominator should contain 2 power n into 5 power m form. So here the option is n can be 0 or m can be 0. That means denominator can contain 2 as prime factor or 5 as prime factor. So it is possible for 2 or 5 only, right? Next, moving on, log 2 to the base 10 plus log 5 to the base 10. Log 2 to the base 10 plus log 5 to the base 10. It is nothing but in the form of log x plus log y. So log x plus log y can be written as log x into y to the base 10. Then this becomes log 10 to the base 10. So log 10 to the base 10 is nothing but 1. Hence the answer is 1. Next, moving on to question number 34. Already we have seen 729. So 729 is nothing but 3 power 6. So already previously we have done, which is equal to x. Now since it is 3 power 1, now using the power rule I can write it as 6 by 1 into log 3 to the base 3 is equal to x. So log 3 to the base 3 is 1. Clearly x is equal to 6. Next, question number 35. So 7 by 40. 7 by 40. The number of digits in the fraction part of the decimal form. So if you convert it into decimal form, so after the decimal point how many digits will be is asking, right? So for that what we need to do, so we need to see the denominator. So 40 I can write it as, so 8 5s are 40. So 8 5s means, so 2 cube into 5 power 1. So 2 cube is 8, 5 power 1 is 5. So 5 8s are 40, right? Now if you observe this carefully, it is in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. So among these two, so which is having the highest value? So highest value is 3. So that means clearly it will terminate after 3 decimal places. That means after the decimal point we are going to have 3 digits. Okay, so without actually calculating, so we can directly say after how many decimals it will terminate, or the same question it can be asked the number of digits after the decimal point. Okay, so these are all nothing but the previously asked questions. Now let us see the different types of questions from this chapter, right? Question number 1. So if you observe these carefully, so log 2 value is given. Then what is the value of log of 32? So 32 I can write it as 2 power 5. So using the power rule I can write as 5 into log 2. So which is equal to 5 into log 2 I can write as 0.30103. Now on multiplying this, so what I am going to get, 5 3s are 15. So 1 is carried, 5 zeros are 0. That is nothing but 1, which is already in carried. So that way I have written here, so 1. So 5 zeros are 0, 5 3s are 15. So 1.50515. Hence option B is my answer. So already this model we have covered So after the decimal point, how many decimal places are there? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this I can write it as logarithm of 10 power minus 5 to the base 10. So using the power rule, we can write it as minus 5 by 1 into log 10 to the base 10. So log 10 to the base 10 is nothing but 1. So from this, x is equal to minus 5. Hence the answer is minus 5. Next, question number 3. So here also log a power to the base a is equal to 2. So clearly you can see that it is using the power rule. So by using the power rule, x square minus 5x plus 8, so which is in the power, we can bring it to the front as multiplication into log a to the base a is equal to 2. So already we know that log a to the base a is nothing but 1. So directly we can write as x square minus 5x. This plus 2, when I transpose, it becomes minus 2. So 8 minus 2 is 6. So x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. By doing factorization, so this can be written as x minus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0. So from this we will get x is equal to 2 or x is equal to 3. So from this the answer is 2 or 3. Next, moving on to question number 4. So in question number 4, logarithm of x square to the base 3 is equal to 2. Logarithm of x square to the base 3 is equal to 2. So we can convert it into exponential form, or by using power rule also we can solve it. So here I am going to convert it into exponential form. So this log I cancel it, and then this becomes x square is equal to 3 square, because the base will be changed as exponential base. So on comparing, x is equal to 3. Hence the answer is x is equal to 3. Next, question number 5. So this is very important and a typical question. So observe here carefully. Logarithm of root over 3 into root over 3 into root over 3 to the base 9. Now this base 9 I can write it as 3 square. So I can write base 9 as 3 square. Now following the steps, so logarithm of square root of 3 into square root of 3 into square root of 3 I can write as 3 power 1 by 2, right? So from this I can write as, so base is 3 square, so here base is 3 square. So logarithm of, since the bases are equal and they are in product form, so you can directly add the powers. So if there is nothing, that means it is having power 1. Then this I can write as 3 in, so square root of 3 into square root of 3 power 1 plus 1 by 2, it is nothing but 3 power 3 by 2. Again this square root I can write as whole power 1 by 2, so which can be written as logarithm of root 3 into 3 power 3 by 2, that square root I can write as whole power 1 by 2. So base is 3 square. Now in the next step I can convert it as logarithm of 3 square into, so 3 into 3 power 3 by 4 by using a power m whole power n formula. Again, so 3 power 1 is there, we can write it as logarithm of 3 power 7 by 4 to the base 3 square by using a power m into a power n formula, right? Again this I can convert it as logarithm of 3 power 7 by 8, because this square root I can convert it as whole power 1 by 2. So whole power 1 by 2, so 3 power 7 by 4 whole power 1 by 2 means 3 power 7 by 8 to the base 3 square. Now using power rule I can write it as 7 by 8 by 2 into log 3 to the base 3 is nothing but 1. Now this I can write as 7 by 16, right? So I hope you have understood, right? So for this we are having a shortcut formula. So whenever you are having root a into root a into root a, so likewise if you are having roots, then this particular thing I can write as a power 1 minus 1 by 2 power n, a power 1 minus 1 by 2 power n, where n represents the number of square roots, and these all a's should be present one inside the other square root and they should be in product form. So then only we can apply this formula, right? So on applying this formula, here n is equal to how many square roots are there? So we are having 3 square roots, then I can directly write as 3 power 1 by, So this a is nothing but 3 here, right? So 3 power 1 minus 1 by 2 power n is nothing but 3, which is nothing but number of square roots. So this I can write as 3 power 2 cube is 8, right? So 8 ones are 8 minus 1, so it is nothing but 7 by 8. So directly we get this step by using this formula. Just remember this formula. So this formula is very, very important. Okay, so based on that, what we got, 7 by 16, because in the base we are having 3 power 2, so because of the 2 the denominator has changed as 16. Next, moving on to question number 6. So if you observe question number 6 carefully, so logarithm of 128 we can write as 2 power 7 to the base 8 I can write as 2 cube. Now using power rule, I can write as 7 by 3 into log 2 to the base 2, which is nothing but 1. Hence the answer is 7 by 3. Right. Next, moving on to question number 7. So which of the following is an irrational number? So square root of 12 into 3. So 12 3 is a 36. Square root of 36 is 6. So which is a rational number? 32 2s are 64. Square root of 64 is 8. Next, 35 plus 14 is 49. So square root of 49 is 7. Next, 25 plus 36, so which is nothing but root 41. Again 41 is a prime number, right? So square root of a prime number is irrational. Hence option D will be my answer. Next, prime factorization of 144. So 144 can be written as 12 square, right? So 12 square. So 12 means nothing but, so 4 into 3, right? So 4 square into 3 square I can write it. Again this 4 square I can write as 2 square whole square. So 2 square whole square means 2 power 4 into 3 square. Hence the prime factorization of 144 is nothing but 2 power 4 into 3 square. So 16 9s are 144. Next, LCM of these numbers. So 2 power 7 into 3 power 4 into 7. Right, the second number is 2 cube into 3 power 4 into 11. Now if you observe here in this particular first number we don't have the 11 prime factor, so hence we will be writing 11 power 0, and in the second one we don't have 7 prime factor, so we will be writing 7 power 0. Now to find out the LCM, so to take out LCM we need to consider greatest powers. We need to consider the greatest powers among the prime factors. Now among this 2 power 7 and 2 cube, so 2 power 7 is greatest, right? So here we will be writing that, so 2 power 7 is greatest. Next, among 3 power 4 and 3 power 4, since both are equal, so you can consider the any one of 3 power 4. Next, 7 power 1 and 7 power 0, 7 power 1 is the greatest. 11 power 0 and 11 power 1, 11 power 1 is the greatest. Hence the LCM of this particular question is 2 power 7 into 3 power 4 into 7 into 11. The same way, if you want to find the HCF, we need to take the least powers. That means, so what are the given things? So 3 power 7 into 5 cube into 2 power 4. Next, 3 square into 7 power 4 into 2 power 8. Here in this number we don't have 7 prime factor, so we will be writing 7 power 0, and in this we don't have 5, so that's why 5 power 0. Now to find out the HCF, so to find out HCF we need to take the least powers or the smallest powers. Least powers are smallest powers. So among these the smallest power is 3 square. Next, among 5 cube and 5 power 0, 5 power 0 is the smallest. Next, 2 power 4 and so here we have 2 power 4, here we don't have, so we are having 2 power 8. So among 2 power 4 and 2 power 8, 2 power 4 is the smallest. Next, 7 power 0 and 7 power 4, 7 power 0 is the least. Here 2 power 4 is the least, right? Now what is the HCF? So 5 power 0 is 1, 7 power 0 is 1. So 3 square into 2 power 4. So 3 square into 2 power 4, option A will be my HCF, right? Next, moving on to question number 11. So I need the decimal expansion of, so decimal expansion of 0.05 is given. We need to write it in rational form, so that is nothing but p by q form. So after the decimal point, how many decimal place values are there, so we are having 3 decimal place values, so that's why we are going to multiply with a 10 raised to the power 3. So a 10 raised to the power 3. So since we are multiplying, we need to divide also. Then this I can write it as 225 divided by 1000. Hence the answer is 225 divided by 1000. But among the options, we don't have the option, right? So it is given in its a simplified form, so that is what we need to observe here. 225 is nothing but 15 square. So 15 means 5 threes. So 3 square into 5 square, we can write it as 3 square into 5 square. Again this 1000 I can write it as 2 cube into 5 cube. So this 5 square in 5 cube, it cancels 5 times. Now finally what I am left with, 9 by, so 2 cube is 8, 8 5s are 40. Hence the answer is 9 by 40. Right, next moving on to question number 12. So which among the following is a rational number? Root 3 is irrational, already we know. Root 5, root 7, because all these are prime numbers. So prime number under square root will be an irrational number. So root 9 is nothing but 3. Hence it is a rational number. Next, what is the LCM of greatest 2-digit number and greatest 3-digit number? So what is greatest 2-digit number? So greatest 2-digit number is 99 and greatest 3-digit number is 999. Now we need to find out the LCM of these two numbers. So we are going with 3 table. So 333 is 99, 333 times. Next again in 3 table, so this goes 11 times and this goes 111 times. Now finally what I am left with, so 3 3s are 9, so 9 into 11 into 111. So hence option D will be my answer. Next, question number 14. So n comma n plus 1. So these are two consecutive numbers. So since n is natural number, n plus 1 is its consecutive natural number. So whenever you have two natural numbers, if one is even, then the other will be odd, or if first one is odd, then the other one will be even. So whenever you take two numbers, so one is even and one is odd, then their HCF will be always 1, because one will be odd number, the other will be even number. Then clearly we don't have, so HCF is only 1. So there won't be any common factors other than 1. Right, next moving on to question number 15. So what is the LCM of least prime number? So what is least prime number? So least prime number is 2 and least composite number is 4. Now he is asking you to find out the LCM. So LCM of 2 comma 4. So in 2 table it goes 1 time, 2 times. So clearly it is, so LCM of 2 comma 4 is 4. So where 4 is the least composite number, hence the answer is least composite number, or you can give the answer as 4 also. Now the product of LCM and HCF and the least prime of least prime number and least composite numbers is, so already we know LCM into HCF. So LCM into HCF is equal to product of the numbers, right? So product of the numbers, here I am going to consider the numbers as x and y. So what is LCM that we got? So 4 into, so what is the HCF of 2 and 4? It is nothing but 2, which is equal to the product of the numbers. So product of LCM and HCF is nothing but product of the numbers, so that is nothing but x into y. So x into y is equal to 4 into 2, which is nothing but 8. Next moving on to 17th question. So what is 17th question? So n square minus 1 is divisible by 8 if and only if. So for what values of n, this n square minus 1 is divisible. Then I can write as n plus 1 into n minus 1. So we can write as n plus 1 into n minus 1. Right? So if you observe this, so it is divisible by 8. 8 means it is nothing but 2 cube. So 8 I can write it as 2 cube. So if you want this particular number n plus 1 and n minus 1 to be divisible by 8, so this particular n value, so this should be odd. So this should be odd. So if you say prime number, so if you say prime number, then this n can be 2. So 2 is a even number, right? Now if this n is odd, then n plus 1 will be, so if n is odd, then this n plus 1 will be even and this n minus 1 will be even. So if these two are even, so even into even will give me an even number. So in even number, at least you will have a multiple of 2 cube, because so when you start with even number, so 2, so if I take 1, so 1 plus 1 is 2 and 1 minus 1, so here we should start with the first odd number 3, so 3 minus 1 into 3 plus 1. So if you observe this, we are going to get 2 here, here we are going to get 2 square. 2 into 2 square is nothing but 2 cube, which is divisible by 8. So clearly here n should be an odd number, so which is not equal to 1. So if it is 1 also, then also it is divisible, because so when you consider n is equal to 1, what we are going to get? We are going to get the value as 0. So 0 is divisible by 8. So clearly this n should be an odd number. Okay. Next, moving on to question number 18. If x and y are any two coprimes, so already we have discussed about two coprimes. So coprimes means their HCF will be equal to 1. So HCF of those two numbers will be equal to 1. Now he is asking you to find out the LCM. So already we know LCM into HCF is equal to product of the numbers, right? So since here HCF is 1, then clearly LCM is equal to x into y. So option B is my answer. Next, relatively primes. So relatively primes are co-primes, so both are meanings same, right? So clearly he is asking you to find out the HCF. So already we have discussed HCF will be nothing but equal to 1, hence the answer will be option D. Next, if m and n are co-primes, then HCF of m square and n square, right? So for suppose if I consider 2 and 5, so 2 and 5 are co-primes, so 2 square and 5 square, so 4 and 25, so we have no common factors. So if you are having m and n are co-primes, then their HCF is 1. The same way their squares also will have the HCF as the square of the HCF, that is nothing but 1 square, which is nothing but equal to 1, right? Understood? So if you are having HCF of m and n as 1, then m square and n square will have the HCF as the HCF square, that is nothing but 1 square, which is nothing but 1. Next, if n is a natural number, then which of the following expressions end with 0? So for an expression to end with 0, it should have the factors 2 and 5. So hence option D will be my answer. Next, the number of prime factors of 72. Number of prime factors of 72. Now let us see that. So 72, so 2, so 2 36 is 72, again 2 18s are 36, next again 2 9s are 18, next 3 3s are 9. So only the prime factors what we have are 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 means nothing but option 2. Next, how many prime factors are there in the prime factorization of 240? So 240 I can write it as 24 into 10. Again this 24 I can write it as 8 3s. So 8 means 2 cube into 3. So 8 3s are 24 into, again this 10 I can write as 2 into 5. Again this particular thing I can change it as 2 power 4 into 3 into 5. So this is nothing but the prime factorization of 240, 2 power 4 into 3 into 5. Then how many prime factors we have? 2, 3 and 5. So answer is option 3. Next, moving on to question number 24. So after how many places the decimal expansion of 23 by 125 terminates? So already we have discussed, so we need to observe the denominator. So denominator contains 125, so 125 is nothing but 5 power 3, so into 2 power 0. So among this 5 and 2, the highest power is 3, hence it terminates after 3 decimal places. Next, after how many digits will the decimal expansion of 11 by 32 terminates? So here also the denominator is 32, so 32 can be written as 2 power 5 into 5 power 0. So amongst these two, the highest one is 5, so after 5 decimal places it terminates. Next, p comma q are co-primes and q is equal to 2 power n into 5 power m. That means it is represented in the form of p by 2 power n into 5 power m. Then after how many decimal places will it terminate? So here he has given m is greater than n. M is greater than n. That means after m places it terminates. After m places it terminates. So you need to observe the condition. So here this condition is very very important. So here m is greater than n. So that is the reason why after m decimal places it terminates. Next, the decimal expansion of 9 by 17. So in the denominator if you observe, so we are having 17 which is a prime number other than 2 and 5. So since it is other than 2 and 5, hence it can't be a terminating decimal. Hence the only option that is left is NTR, that is non-terminating repeating decimal. Option C will be my answer. Next, 27 by 14. So 27 by 14 means, so this is 3 cube divided by 2 into 7. So is asking you to find out the decimal expansion, right? So we need to find out the decimal expansion. So 14, so we need to divide. So on doing the process we are going to get the answer. So 14 ones are 14, because 14 twos are 28, it crosses. So 14 ones are 14, so this is 3 and this is 1. So when you take decimal point, so 130. So 130 means, so 9 times. So 4 nines are 36. Next, 9 ones are 9 plus 3 12. So 126. So we will be left with 4. So 4 means, so we can consider 1 0 here. So 14 threes are 42 again. So 2 times. So 14 twos are 28. So likewise if you go on doing the process, so we are going to get, okay, on solving the process, so we are going to get option B as the answer, right? So here division process we need to do, right? Next, moving on to question number 29, right? So 5.67891. So only on 1 we are having bar. So whenever you are having a bar, it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. So whenever you are having a bar, it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. So if it is a non-terminating repeating decimal, that means it is a rational number. Hence option D will be my answer. Next, 0.12, 112, 1112, so 412s and so on. So it is a non-terminating non-recurring decimal. Non-terminating non-recurring decimal. Hence it is an irrational number, right? Next, root 2 minus 2 is dash number. So clearly root 2 is an irrational. So irrational when added to a rational number gives me an irrational number, right? Next, question number 32. So this model already you are having in your textbook. That is, now from this, so 5 sevens are 35. So 5 sevens are 35. Then what can I do? So I can take this 35 as common from both the terms. So from this term I can take 35 as common, and from this also I can take 35 as common. Then what I am left with? 3 into 11 plus 1. So 3 into 11 is 33. Then I can write as 35 into 34. So whenever you are having two product of two composite numbers, then it is a composite number, because it is divisible by 35 as well as 34. The given number is divisible by 35 as well as 34. By fundamental theorem of arithmetic we can clearly say that it is a composite number. Next, 209 by 80. 209 by 80. So it terminates after how many decimal places? So for that what we should do? We need to observe the denominator. So denominator is 80. So 80 I can write as 8 into 10. So which is nothing but 2 cube into 2 into 5, because 8 into 10. So 8 into 10 means 2 cube into 10 can be written as 2 into 5. This is nothing but 2 power 4 into 5. So among these two, highest power is 4. So hence it terminates after 4 decimals. Right. Next, after this, let us see the next question. So 7 into 11 into 17 plus 34. Now amongst this I can take 17, and from this also, so 34 I can write as 17 2s are 34, so I can take 17 as common from both the terms, then I can write as 7 into 11 plus 2, right? So this I can write as 17 into, right? So 17 into 11 7s are 77 plus 2 79, right? Now if you observe this, so what about 79? Is 79 a prime number? Yes, it is a prime number. So we need to recall all the prime numbers till 100, right? So 17 is a prime number and 79 is also a prime number. That means this whole number will be divisible by 17 or 79. 17 or 79, right? Next, moving on to question number 35. Here 73 is a prime number, so there won't be any cancellation process. Now 625, so this denominator 625 can be written as 5 power 4, hence it is in the form of 5 power 4 into 2 power 0. So since denominator is in the form 5 power 4 into 2 power 0, hence it is a terminating decimal. It is a terminating decimal, right? The number of prime factors of 1024. So already we know 1024 means nothing but 2 power 10. So you need to remember these values. So 1024 is nothing but 2 power 10. That means how many prime factors we have? We have only one prime factor. Next, the decimal expansion of 101 by 99. So 101 by 99 prime factorization we need to find it. Sorry, not decimal expansion, we need to find it. So for that what we should do? So 99, so this is 101, so 99 ones are 99, then I will be left with 2. So here we are going to consider 10, but with 10 we don't have any possibility. Then again one more 0 if I consider, then it becomes 200. So 99 2s are 198. So again I am having 2. So when you consider 10, so you will get again, so 2 times again 198. So likewise it will proceed, hence the option A will be my answer here, right? The period of decimal expansion of 19 by 21. So what is meant by period? So period means repeating digits. So period means repeating digits here. So here if you observe 0 2 0 2 0 2, so here the repeating digits are 0 2, so that is called as period. The same way here also 19 by 21, so we need to divide 21, so we need to divide 19 with the 21. So here it is not possible, so we will be considering 0 point, right? So with the 21 we need to divide 190, then so 9 times, so 21 9s how much? So 9 1s are 9, 9 2s are 18, so 189. So we will be left with 1. So again, so 10 we can consider, but 10 we cannot cancel it out, so then we are going to have 0, that means 100. Again 4 times, so this is nothing but 84. So likewise if you proceed, so from these options, so we can say that 904761, so 904761, so likewise it will continue, right? So hence the answer is option B. So here we need to have the table of 21, so we need to make use of the table 21 and we need to do the division process. Then the digits 904761, again 904761, so likewise we will get the digits repeating, so that is nothing but we call it as period. Now here we are having one more word, periodicity. So what is it? Periodicity. So what is meant by periodicity? So how many digits are being repeated? How many digits are being repeated? So if you observe, totally 6 digits are being repeated. Its periodicity is 6. Its periodicity is 6. That means this 19 by 21 I can write it as 0.904761. So bar will be on these 6 digits. Now on how many digits this bar is present? So that is periodicity, and the number of digits. So the digits which are being repeated is called as period, right? I hope you have understood this question, right? Next, 39. If a rational number p by q has a terminating decimal, so terminating decimal means clearly we need to understand that denominator is in the form of 2 power n into 5 power m. So here 2 power m into 5 power n is given, so anything is okay, right? Next, moving on to question number 40. So the prime factorization of 20677, 20677. So whenever you are having such big numbers, then go with the multiplication. So 3 9s are 27, 27 1s are 7. So in its place is okay. So likewise we need to check, right? So 20677, simply do multiplication and multiply the numbers, so then you are going to get the answer easily. So here if you observe it, so 23 into 29 into 31 will be my prime factorization of 20677, right? So here the only thing, whenever you are given with large numbers, then go with option verification, right? Next, moving on to question number 41. Next, find out the LCM of 208 and 209. So if you observe these two numbers, so these two numbers are consecutive numbers, right? So if two numbers are consecutive, they are relatively primes. So already we have discussed, so they are relatively primes or co-primes. So whenever you are having co-primes, then their HCF will be 1 and the LCM will be the product of the numbers, right? So don't get panicked by looking at these big numbers, right? So since these two numbers are two consecutive numbers, then their HCF will be 1 and LCM will be the product of their numbers. So here, since these two are consecutive numbers, then the product of their numbers will be their LCM. In the next question we need, so 101 and 1, so 1001 and 1002 are relatively primes. That means they are two consecutive numbers, so clearly their HCF will be 1, right? Next, if P1, P2, P3, so on, Pn are co-primes, so those all are co-primes. So co-primes means there is no common factor. Then what about their LCM? So LCM is nothing but, since all are prime numbers, so all are co-primes, then the product of their co-primes will be nothing but the LCM of the given numbers, right? The same way, to find out the HCF, so HCF will be 1 as the previous one, right? Next, the decimal expansion of 7 by 16 without actual division. So without actual division he is asking you to do. So 7 by 16, so 16 I can write it as 2 power 4. Now since we are having 2 power 4 in the denominator, to make it as 10 power, so we are going to multiply with 5 power 4 in the denominator as well as in the numerator. So then I am going to have 10 power 4 in the denominator, and in the numerator 5 power 4 is nothing but 625 multiplied by 7. Now 7 5s are 35, so 3 is carried, 7 2s are 14 plus 1 17, so 14 plus 3 17, so 1 will be carried, so 7 6 are 42 43. So this is nothing but 4375 in the numerator. Since 10 power 4 is there in the denominator, so after the decimal place we are having 4 decimal places, and in the numerator we are having 4 digits, so directly we can write as 0.4375. so this is nothing but without doing actual division, so option A will be my answer. Next, moving on to question number 46. 0.30, 300, 3000. So here there is no particular pattern, and after this we are having dots. That means it is non-terminating non-recurring decimal. So non-terminating non-recurring decimal means it is an irrational number. Next, 743.21111 and so on. That means it is in the form of 743.2. So on 1 we are having bar. That means it is NTR, so non-terminating repeating decimal, hence it is a rational number. Option C will be my answer. Next, the logarithmic form of 12 square is equal to 144. So already we have discussed this 12 will become the base of 144. So base of logarithm, so log base 12. of 144. So log 144 to the base 12 is equal to 2. So option B will be my answer. Next, log 125 by 16. Now this I can write as log of 125 by 16 means it is log x by y. So which I can write as log A minus log B, right? So again 125 I can write it as 5 cube minus log 16 means 2 power 4. Again using power rule, so this I can write as 3 log 5 minus 4 log 2. 3 log 5 minus 4 log 2. So 3 log 5 minus 4 log 2, option 4 is my answer, right? Next, question number 50. So logarithm of, if you observe this whole thing, so this is nothing but the form of log of x by y. So log of x by y I can write as log x, so x square y cube z power 4 minus log w power 5. Again this is in the form of log of ABC. Log of ABC I can write as log x square plus log y cube plus log z power 4 minus, so using power rule I can write 5 log w. Here also we can apply power rule, so using that we are going to get 2 log x plus 3 log y plus 4 log z minus 5 log w. So this is nothing but my answer. So 2 log x plus 3 log y minus plus 4 log z minus 5 log w. So this is nothing but expanded form of the given logarithm. Next, logarithmic form of 19 square is equal to 361. So directly power will be written forward. Next, this base will become logarithmic base, so log base 19, and this actual value 361 will be as it is. So log 361 to the base 19 is equal to 2. Option B will be my answer. Next, log of 81 into 25. So logarithm of 81, so 81 I can write as 3 power 4 into 25 I can write as 5 square. Now using log of x into y I can write as log of 3 power 4 plus log of 5 square. Again using power rule, so I can write 4 log 3 plus 2 log 5. 4 log 3 plus 2 log 5, option D will be my answer. Next, 13 by 125. So if you observe the denominator is 125. So 125 means 5 cube into 2 power 0. Since denominator contains 5 and 2 prime factors, hence it is a terminating decimal. Hence option A will be my answer. Next, 27 by 82. So if you observe the denominator, so denominator if you observe 82, so 82 can be written as 2 into 41. So here we are having 2 and 41 is also a prime number. Since 41, the denominator is having 2 and 41 as prime factors. So since we are having other than 2 as prime factor, hence 41 is other prime factor other than 2. So clearly it is a non-terminating repeating decimal. That is nothing but NTR. Next, root 5 plus root 7. So here root 5 is irrational, root 7 is also irrational. So irrational plus irrational gives me an irrational number. Right. Next, moving on to question number 56. So 56 means we are having 625 in the denominator. So 625 I can write it as 5 power 4. So 5 power 4 into 2 power 0. So clearly the denominator I have 5 power 4 into 2 power 0. Here the highest power is 4, hence it terminates after 4 decimal places. Next, the same way the denominator 125. So 125 I can write it as 5 cube into 2 power 0. So here also we are having the highest power as 3, hence it terminates after 3 decimal places. Next, 80 by 81. So the decimal form of 80 by 81. So if you observe it carefully, denominator contains 3 power 4. So 3 power 4 means, so it is not having the prime factors of 2 and 5, and we are having 3 power 4. That is nothing but 3 as a prime factor in the denominator. Hence it never terminates. So it never terminates, right? So it never terminates. Sorry, the question. So what we have, So the decimal form of 80 by 81 repeats after how many decimal places, right? So that is the question. So we need to do the division process. 81 80, so since we cannot cancel it, so 0 point, so that means it becomes 800, right? So on doing division, so first, so it goes 9 times, so 81 nines, so 9 ones are 9, 9 eights are 72, right? So 81 nines are 729, so you will be getting 729, right? So from this we are going to get 71 followed by 0. So next 8 times, so likewise if you continue, so we are going to get the same repetition after, so 9, so you will get, so 0.98, so we get 987654,320, again 987654,320. so if you observe this totally, we are having after every 9 decimal places, so it will repeat. So but in this we don't have 9 as the answer, so hence the answer is option D, right? Next, moving on to question number 59. 70 by 71, so denominator is a prime number 71, hence it is a non-terminating repeating decimal, right? Because we don't have 2 power n into 5 power m form, hence it is a non-terminating repeating decimal, right? Next, 123 by 125, so here the denominator is 125, so 125 is nothing but 5 cube, so since it is containing 5 cube into 2 power 0, it is a terminating decimal, right? Next, moving on to question number 61. Here if you observe, after the decimal point, how many decimal place values are there? So 3 decimal place values, so that means it is clearly evident that option C would be my answer, because after 3 decimal place values means the denominator should contain 10 power 3, right? So hence the answer is 2 power 3 into 5 power 3. Next, 5 root 5 plus 6 root 5, so 5 root 5 plus 6 root 5 is nothing but 11 root 5. 11 root 5 minus 2 root 5 is 9 root 5, or what we can do, we can simply take root 5 as common, so 5 plus 6 minus 2, so 6 minus 2 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9, hence the answer is 9 root 5. Next, 9 root 2 into root 2, so root 2 into root 2 is nothing but root 2 whole square, square and root gets cancelled, 9 2s are 18, hence the answer is 18. Next, log 10 to the base 10 is nothing but 1, logarithm of 1 by a to the base a, so this I can write as 1 by a can be written as a power minus 1 to the base a, so this I can write as minus 1 into log a base a, which is nothing but 1, so 1 into minus 1 is minus 1. Next, log a to the base b into log b to the base a, so this I can write as log a by log b, so log a to the base b I can write as log a by log b into log b by log a, so log a will get cancelled, log b will get cancelled, hence the value will be equal to 1. Or there is one more approach, so log a base b into log b base a, I can write it as, so this is nothing but base interchanging rule, so we can write as log a to the base b. Here base will change as the value place and the value will be changed into place, so log a base b will get cancelled, answer will be 1. Next, log 1 to base 1, so log 1 to base 1, so already from the definition of logarithm we have a should be greater than 0 and a should not be equal to 1, so here it is violating the rule of the base equal to 1, hence it is not defined, right? So those things we need to remember, right? Next one, 68. Here 0.01, so after the decimal place we are having 2 decimal places, so we can write as 10 power minus 2, and 0.1 I can write as 10 power minus 1. Using the power rule, we can write as minus 2 by minus 1 into log 10 to the base 10, so this I can write as 2, hence the answer is 2, but so there is no option given, hence the answer is none, but the answer is 2 here, right? Next, moving on to question number 69, so already we have done it. Log 2 plus log 5, So log 2 plus log 5 is nothing but log 2 into 5. So log 2 into 5 is nothing but log 10. If there is no base, that means it contains base 10. Log 10 to the base 10 is nothing but 1. Hence answer is 1. Right. Next, 70. 16 I can write it as 4 square into 64 I can write it as 4 cube is equal to 4 power k. Since here the bases are equal and it is in product form, then I can add up the power. So 2 into, so here we are having power 2, power 3, so those can be added. So 4 power 5 is equal to 4 power k. So in an equation, if bases are equal, then powers are also equal. So from this k is equal to 5. Next, a plus b is equal to b plus a. So a plus b is equal to b plus a is nothing but we call it as commutative law. So for commutative law, we are going to have two things, right? For associative law, we should have three things, right? So simply remember this. For commutative, we should have two things. For associative, we should have three things, right? So log 125 to the base 5. So this I can write as 125 is nothing but 5 power 3 to the base 5. Using power rule, I can write as 3 by 1 into log 5 to the base 5. So this value is 1. So 3 by 1 is nothing but 3. Next, exponential form of the given logarithmic form. So logarithm of 64 to the base 4 is equal to 3. Now on cancelling out the logarithm, so this 4 will become the base of 3. That means 64 is equal to 4 power 3. 64 is equal to 4 power 3 is my answer. Next, log of 15. So 15 I can write as 3 into 5. So log of a into b I can write as log a plus log b, which is nothing but log 3 plus log 5. Log 3 plus log 5. Option C will be my answer. So 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 2 is clearly an irrational number. Next, q union q dash. So already we have discussed rational number set union irrational number set is nothing but a real number set, right? Next, question number 77. Dash is called additive identity. So additive identity means, so whenever you add some, so for suppose if I consider a, so what should be added to a such that it gives a again? So what should be added to a so that you are going to get a again? That means if you add 0, you are going to get a again. That means 0 is nothing but called as additive identity. And here this 1 is nothing but we call it as multiplicative identity. We call it as multiplicative identity. So 1 is called multiplicative identity and 0 is called as additive identity. Next, if root 2 is equal to 1.414, then what is the value of 3 root 2? So 3 root 2 means 3 into 1.414. 1.414. So when you multiply, so 4 3s are 12. So 1 is carried, 3 1s are 3 plus 1 4. 3 4s are 12 again. So 1 is carried. So 3 1s are 3 4. So 4.242. So answer is option Delhi. Next, 23 by 2 cube into 5 square. Now this I can write as 23 by 2 cube into, here I am having 5 square. So to make it 5 cube, I need to multiply with 5 and divide with 5. Then 23 5s. So 5 3s are 15. 1 is carried. 5 2s 10 plus 1 11 by, this is nothing but 10 cube. So then I can write as 0.115 because 10 cube means after decimal point we should have 3 decimal places. So already we are having 3 digits in the numerator, so directly we can write it at 0.0, so 0.115. Next, 0.9375. So 0.9375 I can write it as, so after the decimal place we are having totally 4 decimal places, so directly we can write as 9375 by 2 power 4 into, or directly what I can write, so 10 power 4, right? Again we need to factorize this 9375. So 9375 by, this is 2 power 4 into 5 power 4. Now in 5 table, if you do cancellation process, then you are going to get a simple value. So in 5 table, so this is 5 cube times this in 5 tables, so 5 ones are 5. Next 43 is remained, 5 8s are 40, right? Next 37, so 7 times 35, so that means 25 is left. So again 5 times 25, again in 5 table, so 5 square times this in 5 table, so 5 3s are 15, so 15 means 3 is left, 37, so 7 times 35, so 5 times. Again in 5 table, 5 square 5 times, and this 5, so 5 7s are 35, so 5 times 25. Again in 5 table, so 5 ones are 5, so 5 is 25. Finally what I am left with, 15 by 16. So likewise we can cancel it out. 15 by 2 power 4 is nothing but 16. Hence the answer is this, right? Next 4 1 by 5. So 4 1 by 5 means, so since it is a mixed fraction, so 5 4s are 20, 21 by 5. So since it is in the form of 21 by 5, so since we are having 5 in the denominator, so if you multiply with 2 and divide with 2, then this becomes 42 by 10. So 42 by 10 is nothing but 4.2. Next 5 by 11. So 5 by 11 means, so we need to divide 5 with 11. So since it is not possible, so 0 point, then it becomes 50. So 11 4s are 44, so 6 times, so again we will be writing 60. So 5 times 55, again we will be getting 5. So if you observe it carefully, again you are going to get the same thing. So the same thing will be repeated, 0.45 bar, right? Next moving on to question number 83. So LCM of 12, 15 and 21. So 12 I can write it as 2 square into 3, so 4 3s are 12. Next 3 into 5, next 3 into 7. Now since it doesn't contain 5 power 0, so 7 power 0. Here also 2 power 0 and 7 power 0. Here 2 is missing, so 2 power 0, 5 is missing, so 5 power 0. Since I need LCM, so LCM means we need to consider the highest powers. So since I need highest powers, so highest powers are 2 square and amongst 3. Next 5 power highest is 5 and 7 power highest is 7. So 2 square into 3 into 5 into 7. So 5 4s are 20 into 7 3s are 21. So 21 2 is 42. So it is 420. Next 0.4. So 0.4 I can write as 4 by 10. So 4 by 10 means 2 by 5. Hence the answer is 2 by 5. Next square root of 4 by 9 is nothing but 2 by 3. So already we know that. Next HCF of 12 and 18. So HCF of 12 and 18 means, so we can directly go with, so 12 ones are 12. Next we will be having 6, so 6 2s are 12. So since the remainder is 0, hence the HCF is 6. Next 2 square into 5 into 7. So already we know 2 square is 4, 4 5s are 20, 27s are 140. Next log 1 to base A. So here A is greater than 0, so log 1 value is 0. Next log 2015 to the base 2015. So since both the values are same, hence the value is 1. Next moving on to question number 90. Multiplicative inverse of 3 1 by 3. So first of all 3 1 by 3 I can write as 3 3 is 9 plus 1, so it is 10 by 3. So what is meant by multiplicative inverse? So multiplicative inverse means, so what I should multiply so that the answer will be equal to 1. So with what number should I multiply so that the given value will be equal to 1? So 10 by 3 is reciprocal is 3 by 10. Hence the answer is 3 by 10. Right. Next A into B into C is equal to A into B into C. So whenever you are having three things, then it is associative law or associative property. Next 41 by 75. So how can I write it as? So 75 means 3 into 25. So 3 into 25 I can write as 3 into 5 square. So where I am having 3 into 5 square, So I am having 3 into 5 square here, but the numerator has changed, hence the option is Delhi. Next, log 64 minus log 4. This is in the form of log of, so log x minus log y. Log x minus log y I can write as log of x by y. So which I can write it as logarithm of 16. Logarithm of 16. So 16 4s are 64. Hence the answer is log 16. But in the options we don't have log 16. So hence we can consider it as none. Hence the answer can be considered as none. For suppose if base 2 is given. For suppose if in the question base 2 is given, then option A will be the answer. If I consider this as base 2, then I can write it as logarithm of 2 power 4 to the base 2. So by using power rule, so I can write it as 4, right? So I think the base is 2 here. Okay. Next, what is the LCM of 306 and 657? Right? So we need to find out LCM of 306 and 657. Now this 306, right? So this 306 I can write it as 2 into 3 square into 17, and this 657 I can write it as 3 square into 73. So on doing prime factorization we are going to get this. So to write down the LCM of this, so we need to consider the highest power. So here 2 into, so 3 square into 17 into 73. So when you do multiplication we are going to get 22338. So likewise we can find out the LCM of these numbers. So first of all we need to convert them into prime factorization, and after that we need to proceed. Next, question number 95. If you observe it carefully, 1167 divided by 50. Now when you multiply and divide with 2, then I am going to have 100 in the denominator. Then this becomes, so 7 2s are 14, 1 is carried, 6 2s 12, plus 1 13, 1 is carried again, 2 1s are 2, plus 1 3, so 2 1s are 2. So 2334 by 100. So 100 means we will get 2 decimal places after the decimal point, so 23.34. hence option B will be my answer. Next, 6 power n cannot end with, so 6 power n cannot end with, so it cannot end with 0, it cannot end with 2. So there are number of possibilities, right? So we are getting 3 options. If this question is changed as, so 6 power n can end with, then option will be A. So then option will be A. Or, so 6 power n can never end with the digit 0, and it can never end with 2 also, because if you observe 6 power, so 6 power 1 is 6, 6 square 36, 6 cube 216. likewise if we consider, so all the things, so here based on this we are going to get all the 3 options, right? 0, 2 and none, right? So it can end with means, so option C, say option A, that is nothing but 6 will be my answer. Next, moving on to question number 727. So already we know 2025. So 2025 is nothing but 45 square. So 2025 is nothing but 45 square, hence the answer is 45. So how to obtain? So whenever you are having 45 multiplied by 45, so whenever you are in a need of finding out the square of any square which ends with 5, then simply what you do is, so add the next number. So 4 after is 5, so 4 5s are 20 and 5 square is 25. Understood, right? So for suppose if you want to find 45 square, simply what you are going to do is, here we are having 4, its next number is 5. So with its next number when you multiply, so 4 5s are 20 and 5 square is 25, hence the answer is 2025. So this is applicable for remaining numbers also. So if you want 55 square, simply what we can do, so 5 after 6, so 5 6 are 30, 25. So likewise, so for 15 square also we can find it out. So 1 after 2, so 1 2s are 2, 5 square is 25. Likewise 25 square also we can find it out. So 2 after number is 3, so 2 3s are 6, 5 square is 25. So likewise we can find out the values. Next, 5 power 5. So already we know 5 power 4 is equal to 625. When you multiply with 5, you are going to get 5 power 5. So 5 power 5 is equal to 625 into 5. So 5 5s are 25. So 2 is carried, 5 2s are 10, plus 2 12. So 1 is carried. Next, 5 6 are 30, 31. So 3125 will be my answer. Next, 3 by 8. So 8 I can write it as 2 cube. So to make it 10 cube, I can multiply with 5 cube. Then here also I am going to get 5 cube. So 5 cube is 125, 125 3 is 375. So 375 by 1000. So 375 by 1000 I can write as 0.375. Hence option A will be my answer. Next, root 5 values already you have learned 2.236. Next, log 16 to the base 2. So 16 I can write as 2 power 4 to the base 2 using power rule. I will be getting answer as 4. Next, 2 log 3. So 2 log 3 by using power rule I can write as log 3 square, plus by using power rule 3 log 5 I can write as 5 cube, minus using power rule I can write as 2 power 5 again. So this becomes log 9 plus log 5 cube is 125 minus log 32. By using log x plus log y, so this I can write as log of 9 into 125 minus log 32. So log of 9 into 125 I can write as log of 1125 minus log 32. Again, log x minus log y can be written as log of x by y. So log of 1125 by 32. So I think this question is present in your textbook, right? Next, moving on to question number 103. So already we have discussed. So 1024 I can write it as 2 power 10. Now using that, logarithm of 2 power 10 to the base 2 can be written as 10 into log 2 to the base 2 is 1. So hence the answer is 10. Next, logarithm of 324 can be written as 18 square to the base 18. So using power rule, so 2 by 1 into log 18 to the base 18 is nothing but 1. So which is nothing but 2. Hence the answer is 2. Next, 105. So logarithm of 1 by 27 can be written as 1 by 3 cube. So 1 by 3 cube again I can write it as 3 power minus 3 to the base 3. Now using power rule I can write as minus 3 into log 3 to the base 3 is nothing but 1. So which is nothing but minus 3. Hence the answer is option C. Next, log 1 to the base 6. So log 1 value is 0. Next, 128 by 32. So 128 is nothing but 2 power 7 by 32 is nothing but 2 power 5. So using a power m by a power n we can write as 2 power 7 minus 5, which is nothing but 2 square, which gives me answer as 4. Hence the answer is 4. Next, log 10,000. So 10,000 I can write it as 10 power 4 to the base 10. Now using power rule, so answer is 4 into 1, which is nothing but 4. Next, the same way, next one, log 9 I can write it as 3 square, and 27 I can write as 3 cube. By using power rule, I can write 2 by 3 into log 3 to the base 3. So log 3 to the base 3 is 1. Hence the answer is 2 by 3. Next, moving on to question number 110. Logarithm of square root of 49 is nothing but 7 to the base 7. So log 7 base 7 is nothing but 1. Hence the answer is option A. Next, logarithm of 1000. So 1000 I can write as 2 cube into 5 cube. By using log of x into y, I can write as log x plus log y. Again, so using power rule, I can write as 3 log 2 plus 3 log 5. So 3 log 2 plus 3 log 5 is my answer. Next, moving on to question number 112. So this I can write it as, so since it is in the form of into, then I can write it as logarithm of x power 3 by 2 minus log y. So log x power 3 by 2 minus log y. Now again this particular thing I can write it as log x power 3 whole power 1 by 2 minus log y. Right? Now this again I can write it as logarithm of square root of x cube minus logarithm of y. So log of square root of x cube minus log y. Again this is in the form of log of x minus y, then this can be written as log of x cube by y. So if you want to write this y inside the square root, then I can write it as log of square root of x cube by y square. So whenever you bring it into the square root, it is raised by 2. Then what is the answer? Log of root x cube by y square. Option B will be my answer. Next, 13 by 4. So 13 by 4 I can write as 13 by 2 square. Right? So to make it a power of 10, I am going to multiply with 5 square. So 5 square is nothing but 25. Then 13 25s. So 25 multiplied with 13, so 5 3s are 15. So 1 is carried, so 3 2s are 6, plus 5 11, plus 1 12. So 1 is carried, 2 1s are 2, plus 1 3. So this gives me 325 divided by 10 square, which is nothing but 100. So this gives me 3.25. Hence the answer is option C. So a plus b into a minus b. So it is in the form of a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b can be written as a square minus b square. That means root 7 whole square minus root 5 whole square. So square and roots gets cancelled. So 7 minus 5, which is nothing but 2. Hence the answer is 2. Next, 2 root 3 plus 7 root 3 plus root 3. So if I take root 3 as common in all the things, so 2 plus 7 9, 9 plus 1 10. So it is nothing but 10 root 3. Next, logarithm of 512. So 512 can be written as 2 power 9 to the base 2. So by using the power rule, so this can be written as 9 into log 2 to the base 2, so which is nothing but 9. Hence the answer is 9. Next, logarithmic form of a power x is equal to b. So a power x is equal to b can be written as, so power will be as it is, so x is equal to logarithm of base a of b. So log b base a is equal to, so log b base a is equal to x. Next, moving on to question number 118. So 10 power 4 is equal to, so 10 power 4 means 1 followed by 4 zeros, right? Dash has no multiplicative inverse, so 0 has no multiplicative inverse because 1 by 0 is not defined. Next, modulus of minus 203. So modulus of minus 203 is nothing but 203. Next, logarithm of 1 by 9 to the base 3. Here logarithm of 1 by 9 can be written as 3 power minus 2 to the base 3. So using the power rule, we can write it as minus 2. You can write it as minus 2. Hence none is my answer. So in place of none, if minus 2 is given, then minus 2 will be my answer. HCF of 1 and 143. So since both are relatively primes, so 1 will be my answer. Next, a times of b plus c. So a times of b plus c means, so we need to do distribution. So a into b plus a into c. That means ab plus ac. Option C will be my answer. So a plus of minus a is equal to 0 is equal to minus a plus. So here it is nothing but, so what is this? So a plus minus a is equal to 0 is equal to minus a plus a. So here it is nothing but, we call it as inverse, additive inverse. So this is nothing but additive inverse. So option A will be my answer, right? So here it is additive inverse, right? Next, moving on, question number 125. Logarithm of, so 1 by 4 I can write as 2 power minus 2 to the base 2 power 5. 32 can be written as 2 power 5. Using power rule, I can write as minus 2 by 5 into log 2 to the base 2. So log 2 to the base 2 is nothing but 1. I can write as minus 2 by 5. Hence answer is option D. Next, logarithm of 100. So 100 can be written as 10 square to the base 10. So by using power rule, we can write as 2. Hence the answer is 2. Next, square root of 125 4. Now clearly from the options, so 161 and 113 will not come, because here the units place is ending with 4. So that's why units place will be either 2 or 8. So there is no 8. So that's why we need to verify for 122 and 112. Now from these options, so what is the square of 120? So 120 square is nothing but 14400. 14400. That means it is crossing the given number, right? So that's why this also cancel. So the option is option C. Understood? So that is the short way by which we can approach the answer. So root A into root AB is nothing but square root of EAB. Next, so which of the following is correct one? So natural number is subset to integers, integers is subset to whole numbers. So this is wrong. Next, natural numbers subset to whole numbers subset to integers. So this is correct. Next, real numbers subset to natural numbers subset to whole numbers. So this is also wrong. Hence all the above is also gone. Next, log of a by b to the base x. So this I can write as log a to the base x minus log b to the base x by using quotient rule. Next, if 2 power x is equal to y, if 2 power x is equal to y and log y to the base 2 is equal to 3. Now if you observe this carefully, log y, so already we know that y is equal to 2 power x. So instead of y, if I replace 2 power x, then I am going to have this particular value. Again by using the power rule, so x will come from, so log 2 to the base 2 is equal to 3. So log 2 to the base 2 is nothing but 1. So from this clearly x is equal to 3. So when x is equal to 3, so 2 power x is equal to y. So that means 2 power 3 is equal to 8 is equal to y. So we got the value of y also. Now substituting in this, so x minus y whole square is asking. So x is 3 minus y is 8. So 3 minus 8 whole square, which is nothing but 3 minus 8 is minus 5 whole square is 25. Right? So this is nothing but the answer for the given question. Now, so these all are nothing but the different models of questions, so that are present in the chapter of real numbers. Right? So stay connected to the channel. So thanks for watching the video. So subscribe the channel, so if you haven't subscribed, and share with your friends. Right? So thank you for watching.